Hi everyone, welcome back to another session with me, exploring the tarot in relation to the archetypes deck. So I'm just going to get straight into it again today and pick a tarot card for the day. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups. The word that comes to mind instantly is distraction. Treasures. Decoys. Alright, let's see what archetype card we can connect this with. This one is not wanting to come out. The Hearts. Right, so we have the Seven of Cups and the Heart. Let's see what Kim Crans has to say about the Heart. I love her descriptions of these archetypes. We go. The heart. The home, the centre, the throne. It is possible, from an imaginal point of view, to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there, within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in-between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal centre without realising it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred centre of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is waiting your return. Some say there is a cave at the centre of the heart. Others say it's a pool with a flowering white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. Recall the last time your heart was touched. Soak in every detail. You can and feel the heart awaken. Soak in every detail you can and feel the heart awaken. Expansive, knowing, gentle clarity. Wow. I feel like these two cards are so naturally resonant. There's so much in here. I mean, when Kim Crans was talking about how, you can stray away from your heart so easily because the world is full of all these distractions and entanglements and all of these different knots, and what was the exact word that she used? She said something like, the world with its seductive twists and turns offers us frequent departure. And the Seven of Cups, that's what this card is all about. It's about having so many choices in front of you and the illusion of many choices, right? But in reality, your heart already knows what it wants. So often in life we can be presented with all of these different options for what we can do, and it's a great privilege to be able to have a future that futures that you can choose from, different paths that you can go down. But often, some of those things can be very seductive. The seduction of prestige or fame or fortune. And some of those paths can be incredibly destructive. They can lead us down towards addiction and dependency and even death. And that's what this card is really talking about. It's saying each of these 7 cups holds a treasure of some kind. Some of it glitters, some of it looks great on the surface but is festering within. Some of it is incredibly dangerous. I mean, you can see the skull there and a sword of blood pointing at one cup, and then there's another cup with gold coins going into it. There are so many different paths that we can take in life. How will we ever know what the right one is for us? Well, the only way for us to know is through what Kim Krans calls gentle clarity, and that clarity comes from our heart. In the world that we live in so much, we are being educated, conditioned, encouraged to live in our heads. So we live by reason, we do things because it's supposed to make logical sense to do that. We are presented with certain models of living and ways of being that fit into our systems of capitalism and patriarchy and racial oppression. We're kind of conditioned to think that that's normal and that's right, and that's all up in our head. So the decisions that we make are informed by that kind of skewed logic, that very conditional logic. But what happens if we drop our decision-making centre from our head down into our heart? What happens if we start to really listen to ourself, to go inward and rediscover that landscape within ourselves of what our real desires are, where our creative urges are really wanting to take us, what makes our heart sing? What brings us joy and a feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment? And that can look incredibly illogical to the outside world. It could mean, selling all your stuff and going to live in a hut in the mountains and colouring all day. It could be something completely random and strange, but in your heart it just makes sense because it makes you feel happy and it makes you feel good. This card, there's a landscape under it that's very barren and very neglected, and to me that's really talking about the state in which so many of us live in, where we're not exploring that inner landscape enough. We're not becoming familiar enough with the contours of our own longing and our own desire and our heart landscape, essentially. And this is very much a call to start doing that, to look beyond the distractions and to understand that the greatest treasure that you have, the greatest gift that you have, is right in the centre of you. So some questions that I would reflect upon with this combination are, where in my life do I feel like something is snagging? What can I start to do to begin listening to my own desires? Where can I carve out time in the day to fulfill doing things that bring me joy? What are those things? What did I love doing as a child, and how can I reconnect back to that? Because often, as children we live by our hearts and then we're conditioned out of it. So go back to your childhood, think about what brought you joy when you were in your younger years, and make a commitment to start reconnecting with that and living joyfully and not being distracted. Okay, well thank you for listening today, and see you again soon.